Good morning, y'all. Um, I have a message. I'm sorry, my hair look crazy, but I don't care because I just woke up and I've been tossing and turning because I couldn't sleep. Um, I woke up this morning because my heart was so heavy. Um, so I'm gonna start off like this. When I was on a show called Big Bang Theory, it was a real popular show at the time, and there was a character called Sheldon, real tall, lanky character, and he had problems like socializing with people. Um, and everybody thought that Sheldon was like really selfish, kind of like a narcissist type figure, but that wasn't it at all. Um, Sheldon was what you would call like you find something to lean this on. Sheldon was what you would call like he had Asperger's. He was high functioning autistic. And as I continue to watch the show, I started to resonate with a lot of the things that Sheldon was. Um, I started to see a lot of myself in Sheldon. Now, obviously, it's a TV show, so the way that they built the character was obviously like a hyperbole of what Asperger's or high functioning autism is, right? Because you have to keep the audience engaged, right? But for the most part, um, the baseline characteristics is what I resonated with. So at the time I was married, and my husband at the time recognized those same traits in me and suggested that I get tested. So I started with online tests, and I failed, meaning that I checked off all the marks saying that I had this affliction. So at the town we were living in, I drove to the next town. I found a psychiatrist, because those are the ones that give you the medicine, right? A psychologist, they just talk to you, but a psychiatrist is like a doctor, and they prescribe medicine and stuff, and they have like the DSM-4, DSM-5, the DSM-5 now. So I went there, and I got medically tested. I had to take the test, and the test was like 2 hours long. Like, I couldn't recognize like facial expressions, um, body language. I couldn't decipher, social cues, you know, things that would be demonized as normal, I can't do that at all. Like, I just cannot. And on that day, I was diagnosed with severe social anxiety and high functioning autism. At the time, I had just had my daughter, my second daughter, and she was, I don't know, she was an infant. I don't even think she was a year old. And she was in daycare. And as an infant, she was starting to demonstrate. She was very, very young. But even at like 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, she was demonstrating the same traits. So since I had just been diagnosed, I knew the signs to look for. My daughter at a young age was isolating herself from the kids. You know, she was very autonomous. She didn't want to socialize. When she did try to socialize, you know, the other kids would be like, look at her weird. It was only one teacher that really rocked with her like that, you know, kind of recognized the situation, what was going on. I did go to get her tested, but they said she was too small. So they told me to wait until she was 2. So I took her back when she was 2. And they basically diagnosed her then when she was 2. Why is this relevant today? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Yesterday, I went to a birthday party with my daughter. And my daughter's family, which is my ex-husband's family. It was a lot of people. Over the years, I have learned how to maneuver in large groups of people. But for my daughter, she is still young. She's 9. She's not used to being around a lot of people. So this was her first experience. And my daughter got overwhelmed. She was crying. It was a lot of sensory overload for her. And her father and I were doing our best to desensitize her and calm her down. But at the party, there were certain family members that demonized my child. And upon trying to explain the situation and what was going on with my daughter, and that she has special needs, and you know, this is the situation, they laughed at her, they talked about her, they made her feel weird. And that triggered me, because for 28 years, that's what happened to me. Even in that family, which is part of the reason why I left that family. When I started this channel, I was very much like Moses. I was very much like Jonah. I kept telling God, I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know. I have the disability. I'm scared. I don't know if people are going to listen to me, if people are going to care, if people are going to, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what makes you special, right? Because even in the Bible, people, had disabilities. Like Moses had a whole stutter, but God gave him the 10 Commandments to lead his chosen ones out of Egypt. God gave him the words to speak. I've never been one to have a lot of friends or to keep a lot of friends. And the friends that I do keep, it's because they understand what I go through socially. They understand disabilities. They understand who I am as a person. It's not that I'm mean or callous or narcissistic or any of those things. I'm just different. Same thing with my daughter. My daughter is just different. And she's been demonized her whole life for being different since the day she was born. And it hurt me a lot to watch my daughter be balled up in the corner on the floor crying because she's different. It hurt me. My daughter felt like she ruined her grandfather's party because she was different, because she didn't know how to be social, and it's not her fault. And I have to sit there and she watched people speak ill of her, and it just made her cry even more. It took everything in me not to want to put hands on people, because that's your child. You want to do, as a parent, you want to do everything in your power to protect your kids. So I communicated my issues with her father, why we were leaving, why I left the family in the first place. I said, see, this is why. This is my problem. This has always been my problem. And it's happening again. And something needs to be done about it, because I will take the kids away. You won't have to worry about us coming to family functions anymore if this is going to be the end result, because she can't change who she is. This is who she is. And the funny part is, those same people that point their fingers at my daughter and laugh at me and my daughter, you never know how God is going to work a wondrous work in my life and her life. Those same people that try to make us feel weird You never know where they gonna end up. That girl could grow up and be like a master engineer and build wonderful buildings. Look at me. I'm ministering to y'all on YouTube, something I thought I would never do. Never be brave enough to get on the internet and speak to people because my social anxiety is that bad that I get on camera almost every day and talk to y'all about tarot. You never know what people's spiritual gifts are, or their gifts, just because they're different. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be autistic. I didn't ask for it. I was born with it. So, for those of you all who don't understand me, who don't like me, who think I'm weird, who think that I can't I can't hang, or I'm not the life of the party, or I'm a wet blanket, or I'm this, or I'm that, and the third, or whatever the case may be, I am who I am. And there's just certain things about me. I'm just different, and I'm unapologetic for it. I'm not mean. There's just some things I just don't understand. And I'm never gonna understand it. I'll try my best to understand things, but that's just who I am. And I ask questions to gain understanding. But people like us, our brains are wired differently. We understand complex things. So what may be simple to you, it's not simple for me. It's hard. And I'm tired of people making me and my daughter feel like you should just get over it. It's just people. No, it's not just people. It's scary. It's scary for us. The world is scary to us. I watch my child in a ball. You know how painful that is. This is her blood. And she was afraid of her family. And her family teased her. I wanted to flip every table for how they made my daughter feel. She didn't do anything but want to come and celebrate her grandfather's birthday, and they made her feel like shit. And I knew how that felt. I knew how that felt. So many times that I've gone to different outings and different parties, and I just felt like the outsider because I didn't know what's going on. I'm trying to communicate, and then it goes left because I said something weird, or people just say, "Oh, I'm a nerd. I'm a genuine nerd. I know books. I know math. I know science. I know tarot. That's the gift that God gave me. I don't know, like I don't know social stuff. I don't do that. I'm not an in-crowd person. I don't do that stuff. So if that is something that people are expecting of me, I'm sorry. I can't get with it. Don't. Love people for who they are and where they are, even when they try. Don't demonize them. My daughter was bullied. She's 9. How do adults bully a 9-year-old child? Like, make that make sense. She was so excited. I took her shopping. I didn't even get a chance to, take her to get her nails done like I normally do. I took her shopping and got her nice leggings. She had a pretty green dress on. I gave her one of my favorite bracelets. She was so excited to see her pop. And then we get there. She panicked because she saw all of these people. I'm telling her, it's okay, it's okay. And she's just like, Mommy, I feel all this pressure. I'm overwhelmed. I said, honey, I understand. I'm coaching her because I get it. I get anxious just going to the movies. That's why I don't go. When it's like the first night of like a movie I really want to see, I don't do it. One time I had a fucking panic attack and then I had a seizure because it was too many people. They got to be something that I really want to see, like Star Wars, for me to block out what's going on around me. Like, I gotta be really determined to go, because other than that, I will start hyperventilating. I know how my daughter felt, because even when I walked into the room, I paused for a second. I was like, oh, this is a lot. So I focused on the people that I knew, that I had, pretty decent relationships with. I read the room. I was like, okay, I know you. I know you. I don't know you. Oh, I know you. I found a table where it was like a general consensus of people I was comfortable with. I sat there. I didn't move. When I was ready to dance, I waited for my son to arrive. My son is 6. He was with his dad. He went to get ready with his dad. So I waited for my son to get to the party. I danced with my son. And then next thing I know, shit went left. And then I was like, all right, God, I'm not going to turn up. I'm not going to ruin this man's 75th birthday. Give me the right words before I flip and turn into Teresa from the Housewives of New Jersey. I will flip every fucking table in here because they are taunting my kid. This lady literally talked about my kid in front of my face. Do you know how bad I wanted to drag her? Like, literally drag her. And everybody know how I get down, because I turned up in front of these people before. Like, all the way. They see me put hands. They know I got hands. I had no problem turning up. I didn't do that. I did the opposite. I communicated my feelings. I communicated how my daughter felt. I said, this is why we're leaving. I showed love. I said, I mind my black ass business. I don't talk to y'all. When y'all ask me to come to functions, I do that. But every time I come to y'all family, this is what happens, and I'm over it. And ever since this child has been born, y'all always treat her different, and it's not fair. So why should we even come around? Why? Every time I extend or take a chance to be like, all right, y'all, come on, let's go, it's always some shit behind it. It's always y'all talking about my kid. She's different. It's not going to change. She's born like this. She ain't doing this shit on purpose. And then I always gotta come in and diffuse a situation, or I'm looked at as the crazy one because I'm mad because y'all treating her a certain type of way. Hey Yana, y'all treating her different, but I'm crazy. Somebody else was talking in the chat and I couldn't see. Hey boo, because I don't have my glasses on. Y'all treating her different. But then when I get mad and I'm ready to put my hands on somebody, then I'm crazy. I'm the one y'all want to call the cops on. No, I'm defending my kid. And I'm always going to defend my kids at all times. Those are my children. I'm their mom. My daughter has a disability. She ain't asked for it. But yet and still, when God gives her a gift that's going to change the world, the same motherfuckers that was laughing and pointing at last night in her face, y'all going to be laughing. She going to be laughing at the bank. She going to be laughing at y'all to the bank. And it will be the same nigga with their hands out. Mark my words. I'm so sick and tired of people constantly picking on me, picking on my daughter. All she wanted to do was show love and gratitude to her grandfather. And she couldn't even do that. She wasn't even allowed the agency and the space to be herself. She's 9. And don't get me wrong, there was some family members that was just like, telling the person, the main person that was doing it, there was some family members that was like, it's just a lot of people. Because, they have more time in with her, so they understand how my daughter, they understand her disability. So they was like, it's just a lot of people for her, like, chill, like, leave her alone. No, the bird wanted to keep going. And then it didn't help that she was drinking. That didn't help. So I'm just standing there, cool as a cucumber. I'm just letting her do it. I'm watching. I'm assessing the situation. I'm just like, okay. She's like, Juju, why you blah blah blah? And she doing all like this in my daughter's face, and my daughter crying. And she leaning on me, and I'm holding her, and I'm getting angrier, and then I'm watching her switch off. And nah, because she been in my house before. I don't understand why she acting like that. Bitch, she acting like that because she got a disability. And the whole kill is you work with kids. You work in the education system. Why are you not recognizing that? So maybe you need to change your career. I'm just saying. That's what it seemed like to me. There was a multitude of issues that I saw last night, and I said to myself, I know I made the right decision for me and my children. Decisions that I made. Because I can't thrive with my own disabilities in this family. Yes, I have grown. Yes, I have learned how to maneuver with these people. But now I have to raise my child. Because this is her blood. She has to learn how to maneuver with these people. Exactly, Yana. The whole point of me coming on here was to say that you never know how God is going to use you in the future. All those people that laughed at me 10 years ago, when they saw me last night, they had nothing but good things to say about me. Oh, you look so good. Oh, you look so beautiful. How are you doing? We haven't seen you. Yeah, I bet. I walked in there humble and gracious, and even though I knew the same people that was cheesing in my face, it wasn't that long ago that they called me everything but a child of God. I knew it. And I showed them nothing but love. And I embraced them with love. But in the same hand, they did that to my daughter. They demonized my daughter. So I know you said some shit about me. Hey, Michelle. I know you did some stuff to me. Now, I would have been the crazy one if I would have flipped some tables and some chairs and did all types of weirdo shit. And then y'all done called PG County Police on me and I would have went to jail because I'm defending my kid. I would have been wrong, right? If I would have dragged Shorty last night, I would have been wrong. But I didn't do that. I did the opposite. I just said, look, hey, this is how I feel. This is why we're leaving. This is why I'm taking, Juju away right now. I think it's too much. And I feel as though you need to talk to X, Y, and Z because this is what was said. This is what was done. And I didn't like it. I'm going to go. I'm going to, tell Pops happy birthday. I'm going to give hugs and love and all of that stuff. And I'm going to dip out because I'm going to be real honest with you. You know my body. You know how I get down. And if I really wanted to drag Shorty, I could. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go. He was like, yep, I know how you are. Okay, cool. So we both on the same page. I'm just going to get the kids and I'm going to go. Because my relationship with God right now is too strong. And I'm not with no drama. I came in here out of love, honor, respect for my children. Because they wanted to see their pop. And I came here for love, honor, and respect for your father and the things that he has done for our children. And the time that he has spent with them to assist me in helping me raise our children in the times that I was down bad. That's why I'm here. To celebrate his life and his birthday. I'm showing him that respect. So with that being said, I don't need anything else to go left. I didn't appreciate how my daughter was treated. And, I think it's just best if we just leave. I'm just going to go and spend time with the kids on my own. Because I'm not trying to drag her. I'm really not. No, I know how you get down. Okay, cool. And the rest of the family know too. So, and I went back in there, even though I was hurting inside. I gave hugs, I gave a smile, I kissed everybody, and I said, all right, good night. Grabbed my kid, and I drove off. Here's the whole deal, though. As I'm about to pull off, the shorty I wanted to drag to my, where the kids? Why you care now? Why you care now? Why you care where they at now? You just made my whole daughter feel like a whole scum bucket in front of the whole family. And she's still sitting in the back, traumatized because of you. But even though I could have had, hey Jim, but even though I could have had that in that very moment when my blood was boiling and she's touching my vehicle, so that would have been my moment to defend my property. I did the opposite. I said, oh no, they're over there. They're back there. Have a good night. You know that part on Friday when she was like, hey, all right. When Craig's mom was like, hey, how you doing? All right. I did the opposite. Just like Yana said, when people show you who they are, believe them. I've been believed them. I've been seeing who they are. That's one thing about a Gemini. We'll play your game. We'll play your game. But when we get tired of playing your fucking games, we gonna exit stage left. And then you look at the gym like, why are you acting funny? No, we not acting funny. We're just tired of playing your game. We been knew what you was doing the whole time. We just don't want to do it no more. We're over it. I'm over it. I've been 11 years in the game with these people. I'm over it. And now I'm super duper over it. Because now you're fucking with my kid. I had every reason to put hands on them. I'm not doing that. I'm not risking my freedom. Because I got two little people looking up at me. Especially that little girl. Because we have the same disability. And she needs me. She needs my guidance. So I'm not going to risk my freedom and risk me getting in trouble when she has nobody here to guide her, who understands her, who genuinely understands her. I'm not doing that. Not for these bird ass bitches. For what? They're not worth it. They're not worth the energy. Because then that means I care. That means I care what they think. I don't give a fuck what people think no more. I really don't. You take me as I am. If you can't accept me for me, disabilities and all, respectfully, fuck you. If you can't take me and my children, disabilities and all, respectfully, I love you with all the love I have in the world, but fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm beautiful. My kids are beautiful. We're just different. And if that's not something you can rock with, you can get ghosts. Because I can do good and I can do bad by myself. That little girl did not deserve the treatment that she got last night. She didn't do nothing to nobody. She just wanted to be loved and accepted by her fucking family. They ain't even my people. So what do that say? Blood is not thicker than water. They ain't even my people. You know, some of them, they understood. You know what I mean? But some of them, you never know how God gonna use people. It's there are so many people on YouTube that have disabilities, and God has given them certain gifts to spread to the world. God used people back in the biblical days, and they had disabilities. Like I said, I use Moses for an example. That joker had a stutter. He couldn't talk for shit. That nigga was like, that's all, folks. And look at the great work that Moses did. Look at what he did. Hey. But everybody, so worried about what it looks like. Oh, you gotta be cool and you gotta wear the best this and the best that. Nah, fuck that. I don't gotta look like nothing. I gotta just be myself. What's wrong with just being yourself? Ain't nothing wrong with being a nerd. I'm happy to be a nerd. I'll be Steve Urkel all day. I ain't worried about being Stephon. I like being a nerd. I think being a nerd is cool. I like the fact that I taught myself calculus. I like the fact that I'm a biologist. I love the fact that I'm just different. There's nothing wrong with that. And I teach my daughter the same thing. It's okay to be different, honey. And if nobody can understand you, and if nobody can appreciate your differences, guess what? Like Bernie Mac said, fuck them. This one boy, I never forget. I was in 7th grade. This motherfucker here with his bike. I'm sorry, y'all. I'ma go after this, but I was in 7th grade. Thank you, Yana. And I was always like ahead, and I was actually supposed to skip a grade, but my mom, she didn't want me to skip because of the social aspect. Like I was just not socially there. Like academically, I was there, but socially, I was not there. So that's why she kept me at my grade level. But I was supposed to graduate. Like a year before, or yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 2002. So a year right under my sister. So hold on, let me let these people pass so y'all can hear me. I don't know how to mute this on live because they finna go. Okay, so I said finna. That's the Savannah coming out. Anyway, so there was this boy, right? I'm not gonna say his name, but this, for whatever reason, this boy decided that to him I was stupid. In 7th grade, I suffered with double pneumonia and I almost died. And I missed a lot of class. And so, it's not like the kids today where you could just log in and do your homework on the computer. I was doing my homework with my teachers over the phone in my hospital bed with oxygen in my nose. Okay, that's how dedicated I was. Make a story less long. When I returned to school, the boy thought whatever he thought because I wasn't there, not realizing that I had already caught up on my work. You know, I was basically in the hospital at this point, just playing Super Mario Brothers because I finished everything and my teachers were coming to the hospital to pick up my schoolwork and visiting me because I had been in the hospital for about a month. I wasn't in school. So when I had returned to school, for whatever reason, this young man decided to tell me that all I would amount to in life is asking people, do they want paper or plastic? That's what he told me. He said that would be my life career. Asking people, do you want paper or plastic? I never forgot that. I'm a molecular biologist. I ask for paper or plastic to be given to me, not to give to others. I just thought he should know that, since I also am in the business of owning a business and several others. So for the person who that's for, and you know who you are, I just want you to know that. But thank you. Like I said, you never know how God is going to use someone. And by the way, I taught myself molecular biology. I went to school for something completely different. And I learned it on a job. And they asked me, did I know PCR? And I lied. And I said I did. I didn't know. And then I went home that night and I taught myself. That's how I got into molecular biology. So, yeah. And I did that for my kids. So, like I said, you never know how God is going to use someone. It's the same people that do this and they laugh at you and they make fun of you because you're not cool or you're not popular or you're weird or you talk funny or you're dyslexic or you're autistic or you have Down syndrome or you have a baby arm or whatever the case may be. You never know how God is going to use you. My baby was hurting last night. She didn't deserve that. And her glow up, when she becomes my age, her glow up is going to be serious. Her glow up is going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait to see it. Because I'm going to watch her be amazing. Just like those same people, when they saw me last night, like Beyonce said, your best revenge is your paper. So true. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go. Um, I'm probably gonna do a reading later. So I love y'all. God bless y'all. And continue being different. Bye.